Am I doing the intro or are you, Liz?
You're kicking us off this morning. All right. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Veterans for Military. We've got an outstanding lineup for you today, including our Bob Hope Spot, Brandan Praniewicz, author and award-winning teacher. But ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, the host, the visionary, the absolute entertainment guru from Las Vegas. Put your hands together for Linda Marcus Smith.
Woo! Hey everybody. Oh my gosh, have we got the show for you today? Just like Liz says, we have a great lineup. We've got Liz Friesius as the co-host, Chris Crawford coming in from Texas. Oh my gosh, from the Veterans of Comedy, David G. Scott Clean Comedy, Missouri in the house. Yeah, just repeating it. And Brandan Praniewicz, thank you so much for coming in. Oh my gosh, he's in our Bob Hope Spot. So a little bit about me. I know you're dying to hear. Yeah, no, I'm not Marilyn Monroe. Stop it. Not her. I get that a lot though, just because of the blonde hair. You know, I'm not Marilyn, not at all. I come from a little town. There's no Marilyns even in our town. It's a little town nobody's ever heard of in the news at all lately. Portland, Oregon. Yeah, they took the Portland slogan, keep it weird, and the Nike slogan, just do it. And they combined those two and went mashugana on that town. Oh my gosh. Do you know, it's so hard for me because I grew up there in the 50s, Brandan. Imagine in the 50s, right? If you can. It was so quiet there, you know, and then like, now it's progressive. Does anything about me look progressive? No. Once I picked up the phone to save 15% on car insurance. That's about all I've ever done progressive. That's it. Yeah. You know, I was really plain Jane in high school in the 60s. See this beige? See that rose beige on the walls? That's about what I was like amongst all the high schoolers. I was so plain, never got a date, never. So of course, when the first man wanted me, I went in the Army. Okay, I found out Uncle Sam wanted me just like he wanted all the men, but I couldn't resist. So I went into the military. I signed my life away because a man wanted me. Yeah, I did. I knew instinctively going in the military, I was going to stand at attention, maybe in the middle of the night, who knows, you know, but be the focus of it. Yeah, I wasn't used to that because I was a plain Jane. All of a sudden, they put me in the military with a lot of men. All of a sudden, I'm like Gina, Lola, Brigida. Brandan, take out Gina, throw in Kim Kardashian. It works in San Diego. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The minute I got in the military, they sent me to basic training. You know what I found out in basic training? The girl behind me when we were marching had dyslexia. Do you know how hard it is to have somebody up on your heels all the time and not try to get blamed that it's your problem? I had to walk way out of formation to avoid her stepping on me. It was really rough, Brandan. Those were terrible days. Yeah. I also found out that my Jufro really went wild in Alabama in the summer. That's what I found out in basic. So then after basic, they sent me to advanced training, you know, and they wanted me to learn how to type. I don't think there's much about my typing that's ever going to go digital or viral. My typing and my fingers, yeah. I couldn't even let my fingers do the walking through the yellow pages in my days. Not that nimble. Yeah, barely made it through that. And then they sent me to finance school, right? To count money, to learn how to count money and fill out forms. Oh my gosh. They had me learn how, I was a banker before I went in the military. They told me, you're not going to count money like a banker. You're going to count money like an army person. This is an order. I did not want to defy an order, right, Liz? You don't do that. So I learned to count money all over again. I told you I'm part Jewish, a little bit of Jewish in me. I don't mind counting money towards me, but they had me counting money towards other people. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I had a lot of fun in the military, though. I had a brother-in-law. He was very creative. He got put in the same post as me. And I got the biggest kick out of finding what the things he was doing in his barracks to make money. They were all legal. They weren't like on the edge of legal, but he took an iron and some tin foil and he was making sandwiches, like grilled cheese sandwiches on his bed for his compadres and making money hand over fist. Like, I was kind of jealous, I gotta say. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The good old days when you're in the military, right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I loved the camaraderie. I really got a lot out of the military, you know. I gave my life to my country and I got so much from it. Wait a minute. What did I get? I can bounce a quarter off my bed.
Good.
Yeah. Haven't found a way for a guy to bounce a quarter. No, this is my clean set. Never mind. That's how you get to the edge of clean. Yeah. But I gotta say, really, all in all, you know, I'm really proud to say I'm a military veteran. And now my life is about doing comedy for the military and the veterans. When I can take and make David forget what he had to do so I can sling jokes in English, whatever he had to do, I think you probably forgot about it by now, David. If I can make anybody that served our country forget what they had to do so we can speak English, I get tingly all over my body, all 5'2" of it, from the top of the fake blonde hair to the bottom of my heels. I get tingly. And that's how I know I'm gonna always get out there and find another GI spot. Thank you so much. I'm Linda Marcus Smith. Give it up for Liz Freezy as the best co-host on the planet.
Woo! Put your hands together for Linda Marcus Smith, bringing the fire. Ma'am, where can we see you next? Where are you at on social media? And when is your next podcast?
Oh, cool. Well, I'll be doing the Unknown Comic this week, Murray Langston, on my YouTube channel, comedian Linda Marcus Smith. It'll be up there if you miss it on Facebook Live. And as far as upcoming outdoor shows, I don't have any of those planned right now. I'm trying to stay pretty safe. And because I can't get the shots, I'm allergic. I'm not afraid of the shots, I'm allergic. But anyway, thank you, Liz. So comedian Linda Marcus Smith on YouTube.
Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, hands together for her. Now, coming to the stage, we have got a special treat for you. He has been all around Middle America. He has looked after our elderly. He has looked after our veterans, a member of the Veterans for Comedy. Tonight, you'll see him on a fundraiser for cystic fibrosis. Put your hands together for clean comic, David G. Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, what an introduction. I can't live up to it, but it was great. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate it. Wow, what a set from Linda Marcus Smith. I love it. Yeah. I love this story about the grilled cheese sandwich. That's how you make money. That my daughter wrote a joke. She said the great days are the ones when I had a grilled cheese sandwich. That's the whole joke right there. Anyway, my name is David Scott. I did not name my son David. I wished I'd named him Harley, because then he could introduce himself as Harley, David's son. The other day he said, Dad, I'm proud of you for starting to listen to rap music. I said, no, you're mistaken. What I said was, the last time I fell, I heard my hip pop. And I've decided I want my son to inherit my estate, such as it is. And ever since I told him that, he's been raising rabbits and bringing me their fur. And frankly, I don't know what to do with my heirs. Hairs. Here's a little about me. I named my phone Elvis because it dies every time I'm on the toilet. Speaking of toilets, in nursing homes, the code word for toilet is mustard, specifically gray poupon. That's one of my favorite jokes. Here's a food for thought. How exactly dead is a doornail? $1 million idea, a smoke alarm that turns itself off when you yell, "I'm just cooking." Remember during the pandemic when all we could do was drive around? Here's the deal. I don't like driving around. My problem is I have trouble with signs. They're doing some construction on the freeway near where I live. There's a big sign there. Listen, I don't want to hit a highway worker. But if I do, you'll give me $10,000? Fine. Sign outside my gas station says attendant on duty cannot open safe. All right, but don't rub it in. We don't need a sign for everything this poor guy can't do. Attendant on duty can't go 5 minutes without looking at his phone. Attendant on duty can't hold down the job long enough to move out of his parents' basement. Come on, leave him alone. He already feels bad enough working in a gas station. Sign outside the mall got me in trouble. It said 15-minute parking. And I said, well, man, that's convenient. So I parked there, spent an hour looking for a store called 15 Minute. Never did find it, which is sad because, you know, I'd like to have a 15-minute store occasionally. You know, those times I want to watch a football game. Not the whole thing, just the fourth quarter. So when I go back to my car, a guy sitting there waiting to park, and he says, "Hey, pal, can't you read the sign?" I said, "I know, right? I'm as upset as you are." And we were both. My neighborhood doesn't have sidewalks, so you pull in. There's a sign. I have two questions. Number one, who are the caution children? And number two, why are they walking? Why are they walking in the roadway? Someone should have a word with those caution children. Every morning, two cute little ducks visit me on my patio, and I've started giving them bread. My friend Don said, "Don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die." I said, "I know. I hate ducks." I got an Apple Watch. The first day I got it, I wore it to bed, and the next morning at 7 o'clock, it buzzed and said, "Get up." I said, "What? No." Anyway, apparently it monitors my breathing and my heart rate. So I nicknamed it Santa Claus. Well, it knows when I am sleeping. It knows when I'm awake. But if it ever figures out if I've been bad or good, I'm gonna throw it in the lake. Oh, you better not. The other day, I helped an old man across the street by just honking at him. If I had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following instructions. My two favorite kinds of songs are love songs and songs that welcome me to the jungle. The other day, I ate an entire can of Pringles. I was very disappointed. There were only 3 of them, and they were all tennis ball flavored. Shout out to my 4 favorite bags: punching, grab, barf, and Papa's got a brand new. Ain't no drag. My action figure is got an action figure for sale. It's just me lying on the couch watching Netflix. But you have to buy the TV. You have to buy the TV separately. My cousin's band has trouble getting gigs. I blame the name they've chosen for the band, which is Closed for Repairs. It's particularly tough when they perform with their favorite band, Plumbing Problems. Because then on the marquee it reads, tonight only, closed for repairs with plumbing problems. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, Liz knows this. It's always a good idea to go above and beyond unless you're trying to land an airplane. Yeah, on an aircraft carrier. Just got word my cousin is opening a small piano store. Next week is the baby grand opening. You know who you never see together in public? Papa John and his son, Jimmy. I'm thinking they may be the same person. I don't know. I recently found out I'm pregnant. At least that's what the sign said where I parked at the grocery store. More good news. My phone just filmed a 3-hour documentary of life inside my pocket. The other day I was just a little hungry. I said I could only eat a pony.
What?
I figured out the problem with the road less traveled. It's the cell phone reception. It's not good. Anyway, here's the thought. Whoever put full volume doorbells in commercials has never owned a dog. As I've gotten older, I realized what I need is a store that sells calendars by the month. I'm not ready to commit to an entire year. When I want to be rich, I don't want to be, extraordinarily rich. I just want to be rich enough to buy a Jeep and then replace the tire on the back with a giant glazed donut.
Look who's here, you guys. Sorry, David.
We have
Somebody's popping in to say hello and thank us.
Great. Let me tell one more, then I'm out of here. How's that?
No, don't rush. I just want to point. Gina, can you wait a second? Go ahead,
Yeah,
David.
sure.
All right.
Thank you, Gina. Go ahead and finish, David.
All right, here we are. Strap in. Here's my last one. Get your pens and pencils ready to write this one down, please. Somebody said a solution to a lot of my problems was exercise. I thought they said extra fries. I'm David G. Scott. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. You guys are great.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for David G. Scott.
Yay.
Where can we find you on social media?
David G. Scott CleanComedy.com.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have got an extra special drop-in today. We've seen her on America's Got Talent in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Gina Brillon.
Hey guys.
Gina, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you
Sorry,
so much
I'm
for
just
coming
popping
on.
in real quick. I just got your message, so I just popped in real quick. So am I supposed to do stand-up? I have no idea what's going on right
You are
now.
not
Sure,
required to. You are welcome to if you would like. We're just honored to have you here.
Yes, Gina, congrats. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Give it
thanks
up
for
Gina.
inviting me. I'm in Albany right now. I'm headlining some shows out here in Albany. I got to go do some press in a little bit, but I didn't want to miss this because you sent me the link and I wanted to jump on and say hi to everybody. Hi. Everybody. I guess I have a few minutes if there's anything you want to ask or talk about before I have to run.
guys have any questions?
Tonight? Tell us a little bit about the show you're on tonight. What are you up to? And break a leg on it.
Thanks. I'm out at the Albany Funny Bone. We had our first show last night. It was really good. We have 2 shows tonight, and then I'm back in New York for I think 2 or 3 days before I'm out again to Erie, Pennsylvania. So I'm kind of on this little mini tour right now that's taking me a lot of places. So I'm out most of the weekends in October, which kind of sucks because I'm not at home. But the travel isn't so terrible. At least I get to be home during the week. And like, I don't have my son with me this time, but I normally travel with my son. And that's my little sidekick. So travel's gotten a little complicated with my little one. So I just decided to leave him with daddy this weekend, but it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard, but I'm getting some work done.
You've developed a voice for people. You have some things to say in the press. You're not just a funny person. You have opinions.
Yes. And now is the time, I think, more than ever, specifically for women. I feel like we need to stop quieting ourselves. So it's the time to have opinions. It's the time to say stuff. It's the time to speak up and live in our passion. I think it's just, if I can do that for anybody, if I can inspire them to live in their passion, then that's winning in my book.
That's golden. That makes my question really lame. But you said you said you have a parent, so like obviously your other half has dad jokes. The dad jokes he tells. What is your favorite dad joke?
Oh gosh, of all
So
the
I won't ask
jokes,
you for your material. I'll watch you for real, but I want to hear the dad joke that makes you roll your eyes that comes from your husband.
Oh gosh, which of the many? Which of the many? Because he does so many.
I won't know.
So many dad jokes. Which is the one that makes me roll my eyes? It's more like little things that he says to my son, like, you know, like he tries to get him to stop doing baby stuff, and I keep trying to explain to him that he's a baby. He's gonna do baby stuff. So like he'll throw his toy, and my husband will be like, "No, don't throw your toy." He'll get really mad at him, and I'm like, "He's a baby, not a drunk person at a bar. Like, calm down. He doesn't realize what he's doing is not wrong in his world. Like, he's no idea." But my husband gets real frustrated when he does baby stuff, and I just kind of laugh it off. I'm like, "Oh, it's annoying. Now I gotta go pick up that toy." I'm just like, all right. But it's more stuff like that, because his dad jokes are all like little songs that he makes up. He likes to make up little songs and just use my son's name in the songs, or my son's nickname, because my son's name is Jaden, but we call him Bubs. There's what was the one that we sing to him all the time? I'm trying to think. Now I'm blanking on all his corny Bubs related songs. He loves the Beatles, so there's "All You Need Is Bubs."
All right.
Bubs is all you need. Like, he does that all the time, and I'm like, "Oh, you're such a cornball."
Do you have a second for a couple more questions from David or Brendan?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite part of performing?
I think some nights it's when it's over. But for the most part, I think my favorite thing is connecting with people and feeling like, you know, I've left them with something a little more than just a laugh. Like, they feel relieved or healed in some way, and knowing that, I mean, and I've had people, oh my goodness, people are so wonderful and sweet. And this woman came up to me after a show that I was doing in Denver, and she was crying. And she was like, "Thank you so much for what you do. Please don't ever quit." And I was like, "Well, I've been doing this for 24 years. So the chances of me quitting, very slim." But she was just so touched by everything. And like, that's what I love the most, is that connection with people.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Brendan, you got a question for her?
I do have a question. What got you into stand-up comedy?
Well, I always loved stand-up. I fell in love with stand-up at 14. I loved making people laugh since I was a little girl. Like, I couldn't see anybody upset. I couldn't see them sad. I couldn't see them hurting. Once I figured out that I could make them laugh and that made them feel better, it became like an addiction to me, where I was like, I have to make people feel better. I just have to make people feel better. And then as I got older and I saw my first stand-up comic at 14, who was Brett Butler, by the way, it was the first comic I ever saw.
Good one.
I realized I could do that as a living. And I was like, well, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. It just snapped in me. It was like, I've never known myself to have that about anything. Like I wasn't like in school. I was like, oh my God, I really fucking love science. Like I wasn't like nuts about anything else. It was just like comedy hit me like just like a freight train. And I was like, I can do this for a living. And that's all I saw. Like I had such tunnel vision when it came to stand up that it became the biggest passion of my life.
Cool.
Super
Do you
cool.
have a joke you refuse to throw away, Gina?
I have there are jokes that I won't do on stage anymore just because they're outdated, but I'll always love them. Like I love the Pacifically Speaking one, that the basically the title one from my special Pacifically Speaking, where I'm talking about girls in my neighborhood and how they always have that thick Rosie Perez accent. You know, grew up in the South Bronx, and they're all like, "You so stupid, stupid, stupid." And that imagine if one day that lady had like a grown-up job with that voice. Like imagine walking into a courtroom and your lawyer's like, but he did it, Your Honor. Not like he's guilty when I told you he did it. Did I win yet? No, you got a Pacific. And that's my favorite. That's been my favorite for a long time. You got a Pacific.
Oh my gosh, Gina Brillon, thank you for coming on so much. You guys give it up for her.
Thanks, guys.
God bless.
Have a great rest of your Zoom. Take care, guys.
Break
Bye.
a leg tonight.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you, David.
Oh, that's fine.
She told me she had like 2 minutes.
Did you see the emblem on her hat? She's wearing so many hats, and her hat wears a hat. That is amazing. I'm sorry, that was a lame thing going through my head for like the last 2 minutes.
The whole time you were watching her, you couldn't get that out of your mind.
Well, guys, you know, here's the thing. This is actually the beautiful part of Veterans for Military, because this is networking. This is getting our military guys in here. And for anybody who is absolutely loves comedy, like Gina loves comedy, she said that's what brought her in. You know what? AHA Broadway, our proud sponsors here at Veterans for Military. These guys are absolutely fantastic. They're the ones who have actually managed to give us a great discount for our seniors, for our kids, for our veterans. So if you're interested in this, if you're wondering, is this something I could be passionate about? Please look up our proud sponsors, AHA Broadway, because they are absolutely marvelous. And okay, yes, I need to work on my impressions. Well, here's the situation. You know, Brendan, you were saying that you're from San Diego.
Mhm.
Okay, I was actually born in San Diego. I'm a Navy brat. And that means about 3/4 of the Navy brats were actually born in San Diego. Did you grow up in the military or just around the military?
My dad was in the military.
What did he do?
He was in the Army.
Okay, Dave, you were Army as well,
Yes.
and Linda's Army, and Chris is Air Force, and I'm Air Force. And so was he actually still in when you were born, or had he already gotten out?
No, he was in my whole adolescent life, like until, yeah, he retired, I think, when I was 14.
Oh, fantastic. So you grew up, you know what I'm talking about. The rest of the guys, you know, civilians, they get hometowns. We come with a map, a compass, and a personalized game of Where's Waldo. Brats like us, we went through 6 different schools before we got into 1st grade. Were you living overseas at any time?
Yeah, I was born in Greece, and then I lived in Germany too.
Nice.
Born in Greece, lived in Germany, so your teachers couldn't figure out why you were reciting the Greek alphabet with the German accent. Kind of like me, kindergarten graduation, you get voted to be the most likely to be the new kid. See, everybody else gets a high school reunion. You and I, well, you were actually out of military by then. I was still, my father was still in the military when I graduated. So I have to pay $8,000 to go to all of my high school reunions. See, I love being military. And, after 18 years of traveling the world, I just turned around and I joined the military. Air Force Academy is kind of a weird place. Not only is it a university and also a military installation, it's also a tourist attraction. Yeah, it's weird. They take all 4,000 of us every day, line us up and parade us in front of all the tourists. We started calling it the Blue Zoo. Didn't realize the generals agreed with us because they hang up signs that said, please don't feed the cadets. 4 years of that, we get a degree in how to kill people and break things. I make a lot of jokes about military, but I loved being military. And after almost 30 years, I retired last year. Worst thing is they send us to training to try and teach us how to be civilians. My sorry keister got sent to remedial training. I make a lot of The career counselor sits me down and he just looks at me and says, Liz, what are you good at? I said, killing and bombing. He says, stand-up comedy? Line me up. After getting out, I don't know a lot. I'm not here to lecture anybody, but I think there's certain things we can all agree on. Baseball's not a football. Football's not a soccer ball. And a pretzel stick is not a pretzel. A stick is something you use to cram down the throat of the guy who won't shut up at the baseball game or the football game or the soccer game. Of course, you got the guys going, Liz, point of order. You know from being a military brat that, in Germany, a soccer ball is called a football. There are certain things that just need a good twist. A martini, a mystery. This guy's underwear for claiming that a pretzel stick's a pretzel. Whoever's claiming a pretzel stick is a pretzel is just using twisted logic. So tell me, what do you think? Oliver Twist. Chris is here. He's thinking about literature. I'm talking martinis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Chris, he is going to be our next comic coming to the stage. He is one of the veterans of comedy. He is down in good old San Angelo, Texas. The man, the myth, the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chris Crawford.
Oh, guys, how's it going? So many familiar faces, one brand new. Welcome. Now, actually, I want to talk about something that happened to me pretty much a week ago. I went to my first biker rally. Yeah, I said biker rally. You can look at me and know that I have never been to a biker rally until last week. And I thought there were signs from God saying, no, don't go. So I'm an instructor over at the base and I give lots of safety briefings, and anybody that rides a motorcycle, we're like, stay after, we have more to give to you. Well, I was walking and I had a student walking down the hallway and he had a hobble, and I asked him how he hurt himself. He said, well, I just got into a motorcycle accident this past weekend. I was like, this is going to go down great. So I go to the motorcycle rally, and the other comics are telling me, here's the deal. We know you've never been around bikers before. You've never been to a biker bar, biker anything. So you're going to have, you remember, they can smell fear. You're going to have to hit them hard and hit them fast. And I'm thinking, what, are they a black bear? Because if that's the case, I normally just play dead. Now, but what I decided, this is what I decided to lead off with, was my fellow comics that gave me the advice to hit you hard and hit you fast. But you look like Goldberg, you look like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and there's an Undertaker over there. I ain't hitting nobody. I'm wearing khakis. My name's not Jake from State Farm. All right. I showed up to a biker rally in a minivan. They smell the fear, okay? That's all I'm saying. I didn't even have the heart to tell them that I ride a Vespa. There's no spot there for a Vespa. Oh, man. They were wearing jackets, and on the back of their jackets, which, by the way, remind me of my little kid's brownie uniform, except I think they get their merit badges for like different things like killing people and whatnot. But in this case, the back of their jackets, they all had a name of their club, right? They had Bandidos, Savages, Chris Crawford Killers. Why does that exist? Now, they say that if you're a real tough guy, you don't have to tell anybody. So the back of my jacket said tough guy. That way they would know that I was not very tough at all. Now, the biker thing, it's a trip, but I want to change the channel a little bit to something else that's happened this week. There is a comic that is all over the news for a special they released. And I don't know, for legality purposes, I won't say their name, but they've brought back to the front cancel culture. When I think about cancel culture, I only think about censorship. And censorship is a very interesting thing because it comes in so many brands. Like you have TV censorship and radio censorship. That's where they replace a word that you would normally hear unedited with something ridiculous like "fork you" or "shut the front door, back the truck up." Like it's things like that. Now, but my favorite of the censorships come on your phone, because if you write everybody's favorite foul word, it says duck, literally a foul word. Now, this is crazy to me, because for half a second, no, you're laughing, but I'll tell you, it doesn't matter. If you ever see the word duck in text, that's not what they wrote. You can usually tell by the context. Duck you, shut the duck up, get that duck out of here. Duck's not what they meant. That's all I'm saying, David. Now, I think the censorship is fun because when I track it back to the oldest point, because I got to know, why would they use the word duck? And here's the deal, other than it's a foul word, literally, is if you back it all the way up to the very first time you ever heard censorship, it was as a kid. Donald Duck would lose it. And you know the thing coming out of his mouth were exceptionally profane. And he's all... And as kids, we thought that was hilarious. And what's worse is he's a sailor, which meant he was literally using the universal language of the Navy. Sigh. Oh. That's the cool thing. Say sigh and then sigh. Now, I'm going to change the channel back to something else. We'll go a couple of weeks ago. I was talking about a wedding I went to and thought he's just observing things that were bougie. And I'd like to tell people I'm bougie. I don't know that I'm bougie. I think that I'm actually really, really cheap, because I see things and recognize I would never be a part of that. Like those people that have to have the new iPhone. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I grew up in a very poor community. My first car costed $1,100. The brand new iPhone right now is $1,159. That means that phone costs more than my first car. My child is 17, and I have to make a decision right now: buy her a car or buy her a phone. And it's her birthday. I'm not going to go out and buy her either because I'm cheap as hell. I just told you that. Now, but I asked my daughter. I said, she said, "Dad, I want a car." And I said, "Well, you also said you want a phone, so which is it?" And this generation is completely messed up. I know this because she said, "Dad, I want the new Apple." I'll do it again. Sigh. Now, something else I'll talk about, just culture. I don't want to talk about cancel culture because that's weird and that's way too deep for any of us. So I'm going to get over it to cowboy culture. All right. So I thought that cowboys, in general, they always talk about being poor and cowhands and working in the field. And I go home to Cooter, Missouri, about as country as they come, and I find out that not a single one of my friends' trucks costed them less than $40,000. Now, I'm okay with that. An expensive ride. You work hard. You deserve to have that in your life. But then it's the frilly things, the things like the Yeti cooler. I saw a man open the back of a $65,000 rig, pull up a Yeti cooler. That Yeti cooler, I've priced it. It's $450. Now you pulled up in a $65,000 rig. You pulled out a $450 cooler, and you opened it up. And what did you pull out? Keystone Ice. What? That's an 8-cent beer that came out of a $450 cooler that was sitting in the back of a $65,000 rig. I guess they have weird priorities, but beer is not one of them, or at least not making friends. Now, But I think it's weird because I can get with the cooler. The cooler, if you have a fallout shelter, you need something that can keep your ice cold for 12 days. All right, at least that's the bare minimum that the Yeti says, right? Well, they also sell a tumbler. Now the tumbler, you're going to pour a drink in it and you're going to be done with it, I don't know, 30 minutes tops. But don't worry, leave the ice because it'll still be there 12 days from now. And that's weird to me, but it's an $85 tumbler. That is a weird flex, but okay, bro. Now, we can shrink down to the 8-ounce cup. I'm trying to find a Yeti that I can afford or would be willing to and not feel over the top bougie. Now, I go and look at the 8-ounce tumbler or the 8-ounce cup, and that thing is $45. I'm still like, not on my watch. What I need is the Yeti shot glass. And I love that it'll keep my shot cold for the next 12 days, even though I'm going to kill it in like 0.2 seconds. All right, I think it's a little bit overkill, but I would love to have that weird flex. Yeti shot glass is what I want. Oh. Sigh. I'm sorry, I did it in reverse order. Sigh. Now, here's something that is we're going to get back to the motorcycle rally because what I noticed, because I'm talking about bougie things, let's talk about motorcycles. A little while ago, they made me fear them like they were black bears and savage jackets. I am a warrior. No, they're not an airman. I know what a warrior is. I am an airman. Or he has actually said, I am a warrior. The airman's creed. But I digress, Liz. Now, so they wear the jackets, warriors, banditos, Crawford killers, all that kind of stuff. And what I have really discovered is that nobody was there on less than a $30,000 bike. There was no Hondas, there was no Suzukis, there was nothing, no Yamahas, none of that affordable stuff that a bike enthusiast might lean towards. These were hardcore bikers. They had Indians and Harleys, the kind of thing that when you buy the leather jacket, by the way, they're completely covered in leather, just like you'd expect they would be. And just a leather jacket, is that leather jacket is $250, unless it says Harley, in which case it's $700. Now, they had the various patches. They all cost about 30, 40 bucks a piece. I mean, their outfit alone, it probably costed them about $2,000. And then you have the crazy bike, which is no less than 30 grand. I'm just saying that, and I know that that's not their primary vehicle. It is their extra toy sitting next to the other two cars that are in their garage. And their other car, probably a minivan. I'm just saying, a little bit bougie. That's all I'm saying. They're paying an awful lot of money to look really tough. Now, I feel like I'm talking a little bit of smack about them, so I'm going to redeem. I'm going to give them this. I think that they are braver than cowboys. Now, cowboys have this reputation for being rugged and tough, despite their $65,000 truck and $450 cooler that has an 8-cent beer in it. All right. Beside that, they seem to have this reputation of they're really tough and they go out of their way. But they're not free of the bougie thing by any means with their Justin boots and their Stetson hat. Jesus. All right. I digress with the stereotypes. Now, but anyway, so when it comes to the courage factor between cowboy and motorcyclist, what I've decided is a cowboy will show his courage. He'll say, I strapped myself to a bull. I strapped myself to a beast. And I know that if something goes wrong, I could be maimed for life or injured horribly or possibly even die. But a motorcyclist keeps the beast in his garage, straps himself onto it every single day, and takes it out for a ride. You hear him brag about it once, other than at the rally? No. So I would say the credit goes to the guy who straps himself to the metal beast every day and takes it for a ride for kicks, as opposed to the guy who gets on it maybe once or twice a month and then brags for the rest of the year about it. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chris Crawford. Where can we find you on social media? What are you up to next?
Oh man, I'm a chriscrawfords.com is I guess that's the best thing. You can see my schedule of all the places I'm going to be and all the things I intend to do. So chriscrawfords.com, chriscrawfordscomedy.com. All right. The other thing that you can see me next is going to be tomorrow, this exact same show at 1 o'clock. I'm actually the co-host. So if you swap me and Frizz out, then you're going to see you're going to see a change of roles and a change of place. All right. So we do role play. I'm into role playing, and I will be her tomorrow, and she will be me, and that'll be great. Now, but sorry, Frizz. So what happens is I'm actually next Saturday I'm going to be performing in Midland, Texas, at a cultural center. I will be performing for in the annual Roar for Laughter for the Lions Club. So I'll be going and performing for the Lions Club and their Roar for Laughter in Midland, Texas.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Crawford. Next, coming to the stage, our Bob Hope guest, award-winning teacher and writer from San Diego, a fellow military brat. Put your hands together for Brandan Praniewicz.
I think we need to put our hands together for Liz.
Yes.
Hosting this show today.
Woo!
And all the comedians on this show. We need to give a big round of applause for you guys. And we need to give a big round of applause for the troops.
Yeah.
And you guys may not be aware of this, but Adolf Hitler was once an aspiring artist, but he failed. Charles Manson was once an aspiring musician, and he failed. So let's give a big round of applause for the comedians here tonight. As Liz said, I'm a teacher. I teach at City College. And being a college professor, people always ask me, like, do you ever date your students? I'm like, have you seen the students at City College? Because if I date a student, their grade goes down. They don't get extra credit, they get lesser credit. and I know I sound mean, I know, but I've seen what they write about me on Rate My Professor. They write things like, he looks like Michael Bolton in Rehab. He looks like Dollar Store Weird Al Yankovic. He looks like Richard Simmons without motivation.
Oh.
I had a student the other day who said, I look like Tom Brady's sister. And that hurt. That was painful. David shaking. This is what I hear, David. This is my life as a teacher. Also, being an English teacher, I'm a big fan of collective nouns. We got any collective noun fans in the audience today? So a collective noun is the name of a group of animals or people. So if we saw a group of birds, it's called a
Flock.
All right, Liz went to private school. Let's give up for private school. and then a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance of flamingos.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's true. And then a group of comedians is called depression.
Yeah.
But you know what, guys? I'm on antidepressants, so I'm not a comedian anymore. I'm a motivational speaker. And a group of motivational speakers is called scam. Yeah, it's been weird doing comedy during quarantine. It's just been a strange time for everybody, but we were here today, we're strong. And being in entertainment during quarantine has just been crazy. Doing these Zoom shows, I love them, but sometimes they get weird. Like the other day, I saw a ventriloquist with a mask on. And I saw a mime on Zoom. He was already in a box. He was like,
Nice.
And then I saw a magician. He's like, right now I'm going to disappear. And every time I start bombing on Zoom comedy, I just freeze. I try to do that on stage. It's not as effective. It doesn't work on stage at all. Yeah, and I was dating during quarantine. I was dating a comedian. And sadly, we broke up, and it's just been hard. We're trying to work things out. And lately we have to sleep in separate cars. So it's been hard out there, man. And as Liz said, I come from a military family. My dad was in the military for 21 years, so I have utmost respect for veterans and anybody in the military. I've lived that life. I know what you guys, I know your lifestyle. And my dad actually had OCD, and he is always telling us, my seat at the table is right here. You need to move. He'd like point the forks in this direction. And long story short, you know, every day was moving day for us. We were moving constantly. My grandfather, great man, he had PTSD. And in San Diego, we have the Midway. It's a big boat, right? I'm really bad at names, but it's a boat. And we took him there and we were doing the tour, and the whole time he just disappeared. And then we saw him in the bottom of the ship. He was trying to man the torpedoes. We had to tell him, Grandpa, you know, we're in San Diego Bay Harbor. No, we're not in Pearl Harbor, man. Having a hard time with that. Anyways, I was gonna play some music for you guys. Is that okay?
Sure.
I have a guitar. I'm showing it off right now. Look at this guitar. So you guys know that I'm really playing, even though you can't see it. You know. I wrote this song about quarantine. I was on 2 shows last night, so I shot my voice, but I'm gonna do the best I can today. Okay. No judgment, David. No judgment. Quarantine time, time to eat some toilet paper because it fills up my stomach more than food does. Quarantine time, time to get unemployment and make more than I ever did working. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Anybody who has a home. Thank you so much. You guys are a great crowd, man. I wish you guys came to all my shows, you know? It'd be so much better. And you know, Halloween is coming up. Halloween is coming up. Are you guys excited about it?
Oh, yeah.
Really excited about it. You know, last year I didn't give out any candy because I wanted people to toilet paper my house. Also, we have Columbus Day on Monday, I believe. And the way I like to celebrate Columbus Day is I like to get in my car and get lost. And then every person I encounter, I just call them Indians, regardless of their ethnicity. Just like, what's up, Indians? How you guys doing? Hey, that's my best joke, man. That's you know, you use that joke once a year, okay? Anybody here married? We got any married people? Any married
absolutely.
people? Oh, wow. Let's give it up for the married people. You guys are the real troopers. That's the real troopers. I was married for 1 year. And I know that sounds like a short amount of time, but in California, that's like 20 years. You know, in Kansas, that's a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime in Kansas. So I was gonna play a song. This will be the last thing I do, I promise. It's a 20-minute song though, Liz. I'm gonna play Indagata da Vida. I'm just joking, I'm not. But I was with the woman, she was super clean and we broke up. So I wrote a song about it. This is a Taylor Swift cover, actually, in case you're wondering. You, with your Clorox bleach and your potpourri, smelling like Georgia peach, and you are vacuuming again for the 3rd time today, and you always picking on the dirty man. But you don't know, and you don't know that one day I'll be driving a dirty Lamborghini, and all you're ever gonna be is clean. One day I'll be living in a dirty mansion, and all you're ever gonna be is clean. Why you gotta be so clean? Said that in my cowboy voice for Chris. Thank you so much. My name is Brandan. Thank you, Liz. Woo!
Where can we find you on social media?
I'm so glad you asked. I had no idea you're going to ask me that question. You can find me on Facebook with the longest name on there. I typed it in the chat. And I'm also on Instagram at Praniewicz.
Now, do you have another show coming up in person? Live show?
You're reading my mind right now, Liz. You're reading my mind. You know, I know we have a lot of troops in Oceanside, California. We have a Marine base up there, and I'm actually hosting a show tomorrow night at 7:30 at Coombs Winery. It's going to be a great show. I'm so excited about it.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandan Praniewicz.
Yay.
Thank you.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage the host, the visionary, the founder of Veterans for Military. Put your hands together for Linda Marcus Smith.
Let's keep Liz on here just one little tiny second. Oh my gosh, Liz, you always get overlooked because you do your set and there's no one to say give it up for Liz. So let's again, like Brenda says, let's give it up for Liz. Fabulous hosting, fabulous support. You guys, this was so fun. I love all your comedy. I could hear it over and over and over and over. I'm starting to quote your jokes and I'm saying to people whose jokes they are. I'm not stealing them. So fun. Oh my gosh, Brendan, what a delight you are. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Liz, again, fabulous support and hosting. You make this work. So you guys, you can stick around and talk if you want. I'll take it off of Facebook Live and off of record, and you can stay and talk if you'd like.
Great.